We skipped our daughter's wedding to attend her brother's MIT graduation, believing she'd understand that family obligations sometimes take priority. Instead, she cut us out. I need to begin by saying I never imagined I'd be the villain in anyone's story. For 32 years, I thought I was a good mother. Not perfect, no one is, but good enough. I raised 2 children, gave up countless hours of sleep, turned down promotions to attend school events, and worked to create a foundation of love and support. Maya, our first child, arrived 3 weeks early, screaming into the world with more determination than many adults have. From the start, she was fiercely independent. While other toddlers clung to their parents at preschool drop-offs, Maya would kiss my cheek and march straight to the toy kitchen. I felt proud of her independence, though at night I sometimes wondered if I should have encouraged more closeness. 3 years later, Daniel was born. He was different, calmly anxious, needing reassurance constantly. Where Maya walked at 10 months, Daniel didn't take his first steps until 16 months. He struggled with reading, while Maya devoured chapter books in 2nd grade. My husband Rick and I devoted extra time, tutors, and patience to Daniel. Maya never complained. She would quietly do her homework while I worked endlessly with Daniel on multiplication or reading. When we missed her 6th grade concert due to one of Daniel's meltdowns, she simply said it wasn't a big deal. I convinced myself she understood. High school further highlighted their differences. Maya joined every possible club, edited the school newspaper, maintained a 4.0 GPA, and worked weekends at the library. Daniel struggled academically and socially, spending most evenings alone in his room. Rick and I worried constantly about him. Then came college applications. Maya got into Northwestern with a partial scholarship, not enough to avoid loans entirely. Daniel, against all odds, was accepted to MIT with a full ride after countless essay revisions. Rick actually cried when we opened his acceptance letter. Our son, who had struggled so much, had been admitted to one of the country's most prestigious schools. When we told Maya the news, she was home on winter break from Northwestern. "Isn't this amazing?" I asked. She smiled, but something in her expression flickered. "Really great. He worked hard for this," I continued, overwhelmed with pride. I realize now I should have noticed what she wasn't saying. The next 2 years passed quickly. Maya focused on internships and coursework, visiting less frequently and calling less often. Daniel struggled to adapt to MIT's demands. He called us in tears, talking about quitting. Rick and I took turns coaching him through panic attacks, sometimes for hours on the phone. We even traveled to Boston twice that first semester. Maya graduated with honors and secured a job in Chicago. We attended her graduation, though I admit I spent part of the ceremony texting Daniel during finals. I cheered as she walked across the stage, proud but relieved. She would be fine, always had been. 2 years later, Maya called to share news. She was getting married. "Mom, his name is James. We've been dating 18 months, and he proposed last weekend." Her excitement was palpable. James worked in software development, volunteered at an animal shelter, and made her laugh endlessly. "When's the wedding?" I asked, mentally checking the calendar. "We're thinking June 15th next year." My stomach sank. June 15th? That was Daniel's MIT graduation. A long silence followed. "Maybe you could move it a week earlier or later?" I suggested. "Graduations are usually short. We could catch both." "Mom," she said, "the date isn't set in stone. We haven't even sent invitations." Of course. Let's discuss once you have more details. 2 weeks later, the date hadn't changed. James's parents had reserved the venue, and it was the only Saturday available for the next 18 months. "Mom, it's perfect. You'll love it when you see it." I tried to reason with her. This is Daniel's moment. He's worked for 4 years to get here. We can't miss it. Her tone hardened. "You're saying you won't come to my wedding?" "I'm saying the timing is extremely difficult. Can you change the date?" We've sent save the dates to 80 people. James's grandmother is 93 and in poor health. Deposits are paid. My dress is ordered. Be reasonable. I am being reasonable. Daniel needs us more. You have James. You'll be fine. We've supported both of you equally. Her voice cracked. What about what I've worked for? What about my moment? Rick and I debated for weeks. We even considered splitting up, but Daniel wanted both of us there. After everything he endured, he needed us. She's an adult. She'll understand eventually. Rick said. I called Maya. We've decided we're going to Daniel's graduation. This is his achievement. Her voice was flat. Don't explain it again. I understand perfectly. When I tried reaching her in the following days, my calls went to voicemail. Texts went unanswered. Rick said, she needs space. She'll come around. I wanted to believe him. 6 weeks before the wedding, Maya sent a single text. I assume you're not changing your mind. I need to know for the final head count. I typed repeatedly before sending. We love you. We hope you understand. This isn't about choosing one child over the other. It's about being there for Daniel at a crucial time. We'll celebrate with you afterward. Maybe dinner, just the 4 of us. Her reply came hours later. Understood. Thanks for clarifying. The morning of Daniel's graduation dawned clear. Cambridge was filled with proud parents and graduates in black robes. Daniel found us in the crowd, smiling genuinely. You came, he said. Of course we did, Rick replied. When his name was called, we cheered so loudly neighbors laughed. Our son, who had struggled so much, had done it. He graduated MIT with a degree in computer science. Dinner afterward was celebratory, full of laughter and talk about job offers. My heart was full. Later, back in the hotel, I thought of Maya. I checked social media. Her profile had changed to a wedding photo. She stood radiant in a simple, elegant dress, James beside her. The garden ceremony had sunlight filtering through trees. They were happy without us. I scrolled further. Her college roommate had been maid of honor. James's sister stood by him. About 40 people in total, intimate and personal. Her grandmother was in the front row, dabbing tears. Rick's brother Tom attended as well, which surprised me. We hadn't told him we wouldn't go. There wasn't a single photo showing a space where parents should have been. It felt as if she had planned it that way from the start. Rick, I said softly. He looked up. His face turned pale. She went through with it, he said unnecessarily. She told us she would, I whispered. I wasn't sure what I had expected. I tried calling her voicemail and texted, Honey, we saw your photos. You looked beautiful. We'd love to talk when you're ready. No response. We flew home the next day. Daniel came with us, planning to stay a week before starting his new job in Seattle. He seemed lighter than he had in years, constantly checking his phone and smiling at messages from new friends and potential roommates. Did Maya's wedding happen yet? He asked on the second day, sprawled on our couch with his laptop. Yesterday, I said. Oh, he looked up. Did you guys video call or something? No, we weren't able to attend. Confusion crossed his face. What do you mean? It was just her wedding. It was the same day as your graduation, sweetheart. We chose to be there for you. Understanding dawned slowly, then horror. You skipped Maya's wedding for my graduation? We wanted to support you, I said. Mom, it was a 3-hour ceremony. You could have flown out after or before. He stood abruptly. Does Maya know you picked my graduation over her wedding? She chose that date knowing it conflicted. Did she know you wouldn't come? Yes, she knew. Daniel grabbed his phone and stormed out. I heard him talking urgently. Then silence. When he returned, his face was drawn, expressionless. I just called Maya, he said. She didn't answer, but I left a message. I told her I didn't know you were skipping her wedding. I told her if I had known, I would have insisted you go to her instead. Daniel, you deserve to have your parents at your graduation. I deserve to celebrate without it costing my sister her wedding day. Do you know how messed up this is? Watch your tone, Rick interjected. We made the best decision we could under difficult circumstances. You made a choice, Daniel said coldly, and it was the wrong one. He left 2 days later, earlier than planned. The house felt hollow without him. Update 1. I'm writing this 3 months after what I can only call the worst decision of my life, though it took me weeks to see it that way. After Daniel's graduation, I told myself Maya would understand. She'd see that we acted out of love, trying to balance impossible demands. She didn't. My texts went unanswered. Calls to voicemail. I sent a card, which was returned, marked Return to Sender. Rick's brother Tom finally called, his voice tight with anger. Susan, what were you thinking? Tom, this isn't your business. I watched her get married without her parents. Do you know what she told me when I asked where you were? She said you made your choice, just like that, as if expected. The timing was impossible. You weren't. That's not fair. You don't understand all the factors. I understand, I said. I understand I missed my daughter's wedding for a graduation. I understand she stood there, beautiful and brave, completely alone. She had James. That's not the same, and you know it. Tom didn't call again. Daniel, true to his word, tried reaching out multiple times. Long texts, voicemails, even stopping by her apartment in Chicago for work. She never responded. She won't talk to me, he said in our strained calls, and it's because of what you did. We did this for you. I would have understood if you went to her wedding. I'm an adult. I could have celebrated my graduation alone so Maya could have her parents there. Your graduation was important too, I said. Mom, stop. Just stop defending it. 3 months later, my sister Carol called. She rarely involved herself in family drama. I heard what happened with Maya, she said. Tom told you? Yes. And honestly, Susan, I can't believe you. Yes, me too. That girl has been self-sufficient since she was born, and you mistook that for not needing you. She needed you just as much as Daniel did. She just didn't make noise about it. Her words landed like a punch. I couldn't respond. You know what kills me? Carol continued. Maya probably spent her life watching you drop everything for Daniel, telling herself she didn't mind because he needed it more. Then, when she asked for one thing, you said no. It wasn't that simple. It was exactly that simple. You chose wrong, and now you're paying for it. After the call, I sat in the kitchen, replaying years with new eyes. Maya's 6th grade concert we missed. High school plays we arrived late to or left early for Daniel. College visits cut short. Her Northwestern graduation half-watched while helping Daniel. How many times had I seen her face fall and believed her "it's fine" smile? I tried a different approach. I sent a letter through Tom. asking him to deliver it by hand. I apologized, explained, begged for a chance to talk. Tom said she accepted it, politely, and closed the door without reading it. Then came Thanksgiving. I hoped Maya might come home. Every year since college, she had. I roasted a turkey, made her favorite casserole, set the table for 4. Daniel arrived, quiet, withdrawn. "She's not coming, Mom," he said. "You don't know that." "I do. She's in Michigan with James's family. I saw it on a fake social media account." The dinner was unbearable. I couldn't stop looking at the empty chair. "This is what you wanted, right?" Daniel said finally. "To support me," I whispered. "Because I've never felt less supported. I got my dream degree, and my sister won't speak to me. Was it worth it?" "This isn't your fault," Rick said. "Isn't it? My graduation caused this. If I had gone to a different school, had a different ceremony, none of this would have happened. Maya chose her wedding date, and you chose not to come." Daniel stood abruptly. "You keep saying she chose the date like that makes it her fault. She chose a date. You chose to abandon her." He left the next morning without saying goodbye. Christmas approached. I couldn't imagine celebrating alone, but forcing a gathering felt wrong. I called Daniel. "I'm going to Seattle," he said. "You're not coming home? It's Christmas. Is Maya coming?" "You know she's not. Then I'm not either. I can't pretend everything's fine when my relationship with my sister is destroyed. That's not fair to put on us." "Fair? Mom, you want to talk about fair?" He hung up. Rick and I spent Christmas alone. We opened presents in silence, ate a quiet dinner, and went to bed early. The worst Christmas of my life. In January, I tried one last time. I drove to Chicago without warning, determined to see Maya face to face. I found her work address and waited outside her building. At 5:47 p.m., she emerged, talking on the phone, laughing. She looked good. "Heel." "Maya," I called out. She froze, ended her call, and turned. "What are you doing here?" Her voice was polite but cold. "I needed to see you to talk. There's nothing to talk about." "Please, honey, 5 minutes. There's a coffee shop right there." "No, Maya, you made your choice. I've made mine. Please respect it. I'm your mother. You're a woman who gave birth to me. That's biology. Being a mother is something you do, and you stopped a long time ago. Every time Daniel needed you, you were there. Every time I needed you, I had to wait. I understood that for 28 years, but when I asked for one thing, you couldn't give it. We thought you'd be okay. That's the problem. You've always thought I'd be okay, so you never checked if I actually was." She stepped back. "I have nothing else to say. Please don't come to my workplace again." I stood on the sidewalk long after she disappeared, tears streaming down my face. Update 2. 14 months have passed since Maya's wedding, since the choice that cost me my daughter. The fallout continued. Tom stopped inviting us to gatherings. Carol called less, and our conversations were strained. Daniel moved to Seattle permanently. Our relationship was intact, but damaged. Conversations became surface level. I'd sacrificed my daughter to support him, and he resented me. 6 months after the wedding, I started therapy. Dr. Martinez asked, "When did you decide Daniel needed you more than Maya?" He struggled more. She was always fine, or had learned early that struggling didn't get her what Daniel got. I reflected on my past with a new lens. Maya at 7 upset about a friend, told later because Daniel was having a meltdown. Maya at 13 wanting to shop together, but we researched programs for Daniel. Maya at 16 needing college essay help, but I was helping Daniel. She learned to be fine because needing more got her nothing. You trained her not to need you, Dr. Martinez said. Then you used her independence as justification for neglect. The word hit like ice water. I'd neglected my daughter for years. She'd adapted by becoming self-sufficient. By the time her wedding came, I believed she didn't need us the way Daniel did. I was wrong. 8 months later, my mother passed. I called both children. Daniel answered, we cried together, and arranged the funeral. Maya didn't answer. I left a voicemail, urging her to come. She didn't. At the service, Daniel sat in the front row. I watched the door, hoping Maya would appear. 15 minutes in, she slipped inside, sitting at the back. She wore a simple black dress, her hair pulled back. James held her hand. My heart leapt. Rick whispered, let her be. At the reception, she moved through the rooms quietly, hugged Daniel, spoke with Tom and Carol, but avoided Rick and me. I cornered her in the kitchen. Maya, I'm glad you came. I came for Grandma, not for you. Maybe we could talk. There's nothing to talk about. I've been in therapy. I understand now what I did wrong. Don't you think we should fix this? Fix what, exactly? You showed me who I am to you. I believe you now. That's not true. You're my daughter. I love you. Love requires action. You've had a year. You've called, texted, written letters, shown up at work, but you haven't admitted you were wrong. Every apology comes with justification. You're sorry I'm upset, but not that you missed my wedding. I am sorry. No, you're not. You'd make the same choice again. Admit it. I couldn't deny it. Daniel had needed us. His graduation meant everything. Maya had James, and I thought she'd be fine. She wasn't. Goodbye, Mom, she said. She left with James. After everyone left, Rick found me staring at old photo albums. She's never coming back, I said. Maybe she needs more time. No, she's done, and she's right to be done. Susan, we failed her. We can't fix it. We can't change the past. We cried together for the daughter we'd lost through our own actions. Life went on. Daniel got promoted. Maya and James bought a house. I wasn't invited to the housewarming. Christmas came and went with just Rick and me. Holidays felt empty. 11 months after the funeral, my phone rang. An unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello, Mom. My breath caught. Maya. Yeah. A long pause. I need to tell you something. Anything, whatever it is. I'm pregnant. The world shifted. You are, Maya. That's wonderful. Congratulations. Thanks. Her voice was measured, controlled. I'm due in August. We found out a few weeks ago. That's amazing news. How are you feeling? Any morning sickness? Do you need anything? I'm fine. I wanted you to hear it from me, not through the family grapevine. I appreciate that so much. Can we see you? Maybe take you to lunch, celebrate? No. The single word slammed the door shut. I'm telling you because you're going to be a grandmother, Maya continued. But that doesn't change anything between us. I don't want you in my life, and I don't want you in my child's life. Maya, please. You made a choice. This is mine. Don't punish an innocent baby for my mistakes. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm protecting my child from the same dynamics I grew up with. My kid will never feel like a second choice. They'll never wonder why grandma has time for their cousin, but not for them. They'll never learn to make themselves small so someone else can take up space. I would never do that. Yes, you would. Because you still don't think you did anything wrong. You're sorry I'm hurt, but you'd make the same choices again. She was right. Even after months of therapy, part of me still believed we'd made the best possible decisions given the circumstances. I hope you have a good life. Maya said. I really do, but that life won't include me or
She
my
hung up.
family. I
Goodbye,
called
Mom.
immediately, but the number was blocked. That was 3 months ago. Daniel found out about the pregnancy through Maya's social media. She'd unblocked him at some point, carefully keeping their relationship separate from ours. He shared the news excitedly, then froze when he saw my face. You already knew. She called me, and she doesn't want us involved. His expression crumpled. Of course she didn't. Rick and I had to accept that we'd have a grandchild we'd never meet. Maya posts updates, sonogram photos, nursery preparations, her growing belly. Daniel sometimes sends us screenshots, though I can see it pains him to act as the middleman. Dr. Martinez asked recently what I'd learned from all this. That being needed isn't the same as being loved, I said. Showing up for hard moments doesn't matter if you miss the important ones. Independence shouldn't be mistaken for not needing support. And if you could go back, she asked. I thought honestly. I'd go to the wedding. I'd tell Daniel I loved him, that I was proud of him, but that his sister needed me that day. I trust that our relationship was strong enough to survive my absence at one ceremony. But you couldn't see that then. No, I couldn't. I now live with the weight of that choice. Some days are harder than others. I see baby clothes in stores and have to look away. I hear friends talk about their grandchildren and feel a physical ache. I watch Maya's life unfold from a distance, as remote as a stranger's. Daniel tries to bridge the gap, suggesting maybe one more attempt, another letter. But I know better now. Maya has closed this door, and she has every right. I broke something that can't be fixed with apologies, explanations, or time. I chose one child over another at a moment when it mattered most. And the child I chose doesn't want the prize, while the child I rejected is living a life I'll never be part of. This is my consequence. I have to live with it. Rick tries to be optimistic. Maybe when the baby comes, he says, maybe she'll soften. But I know she won't. She learned well that love is conditional, that presence depends on whose needs seem more urgent, that being low maintenance means being low priority. Sometimes I imagine an alternate timeline, one where I flew to Chicago instead of Cambridge, sat in that garden, watched my daughter marry, let Daniel graduate with our blessings but without our presence. In that timeline, maybe Maya calls when she's having a bad day, maybe asks for advice about pregnancy or nursery colors. Maybe I plan a baby shower instead of mourning a relationship lost at a wedding I skipped. But that's not this timeline. Here, I prioritized a graduation over a wedding and lost my daughter in the process. My therapist says I need to forgive myself. I'm working on it. Some days I almost see a path forward. Others, I'm back on that sidewalk in Chicago, frozen as Maya walks away. Daniel is coming home for Easter. Maya won't. She's spending it with James's family, where she's always welcome, where no one has ever made her second choice. I'll cook a nice dinner. Rick and I will celebrate with our son, who still speaks to us out of loyalty, guilt, or perhaps genuine love. I'm not sure. We'll avoid the elephant at the table, the missing person, the grandchild we'll never meet. And I'll wonder, as I do every day, about Maya, whether she's happy, whether she thinks of us, whether her child inherits her determination or her father's smile, whether she ever misses having a mother. I suspect she doesn't. We taught her too well not to need us. If anyone takes anything from my story, let it be this. When your low-maintenance child asks for something, Give it to them. They're not asking because they need less. They're asking because they've learned that asking too much gets nothing. And when they stop asking, it may already be too late. Update 3. The baby arrived in August. A girl, Sophia Jane. I know because Daniel flew to Chicago to meet his niece and sent a single photo, taken across the room so Maya wouldn't know. A tiny bundle in pink, sleeping peacefully in James's arms. Maya rested on the hospital bed, exhausted but radiant. I stared at the photo for hours. My granddaughter, a piece of Maya, a piece of our family, existing in a world I couldn't touch. Daniel returned home subdued. Over dinner, Rick asked, "How's Maya?" "Happy," Daniel said quietly. "Really happy?" James's parents were there. His sister brought balloons. Maya's college roommate flew in. He paused, pushing food around. "She has a whole support system. She doesn't need us." "Of course she needs us," I said, though hollowly. "We're her parents, aren't we?" Daniel looked at me sharply. "From where I'm sitting, you're just two people who share DNA. James's mom has attended every appointment. She threw Maya's baby shower. She's the grandmother Maya calls grandma." The words cut. "That should be us," Rick said. "But it isn't. And whose fault is that?" Daniel left the next morning. He had been staying 4 days, but cut it short. Before leaving, he said, "You know the worst part? I can't even enjoy being an uncle. Every time I hold Sophia, I think about how you're missing this because you chose me. You destroyed your relationship with Maya for my sake, and I hate you for it." The door slammed with finality. Rick and I existed in a fog. Work, meals, sleep, all mechanical. Friends stopped asking about our children. Holiday cards came with no updates. We were becoming whispers, cautionary tales. "Did you hear about Susan and Rick? Their daughter won't speak to them." Something about choosing the son over her wedding. In October, Rick insisted we attend the company picnic. Near the food tables, Martin approached with his wife, Jenny. "Susan, Rick, haven't seen you in forever. How are the kids?" The question I dreaded. "They're well," I said carefully. "Daniel's in Seattle. Maya's in Chicago with her baby." "A baby? Congratulations! Boy or girl?" "Girl, Sophia." Jennifer beamed. "You must be thrilled." "Actually, we haven't met her yet. Maya and I are estranged." The words hung like poison. Jennifer faltered. "Oh, I'm sorry. It happens." I added, voice cracking, "Sometimes you make choices you can't take back." In the car, Rick gripped the wheel. "I can't do this anymore." "Do what?" "Pretend I'm fine. Pretend losing Maya doesn't eat at me every day. She's my daughter, and I'll never hold my granddaughter, walk her to school, teach her to ride a bike." "I know. Do you? Sometimes I think you filed this under necessary, but it wasn't. You agreed to the decision. I did, and I was wrong." He looked at me. "We were both wrong, but honestly, at least I can admit it. If we had to make that choice again, would you choose differently?" I opened my mouth, closed it. The truth tangled with years of rationalizations. "I thought so," Rick said, with a sound like surrender. November brought Thanksgiving. Daniel texted he'd be in Chicago with Maya and Sophia. "She invited me." "I can't say no," Daniel wrote. Rick and I sat at a table for two. The turkey was too large. Portions absurd. Silence lingered like a shadow. "Do you think she's happy?" Rick asked. "Who?" "Maya. Do you think cutting us out made her happy?" "I think it gave her peace." "Not the same thing." "No, maybe better." Therapy became more frequent. Dr. Martinez pushed me. "You say you'd choose differently now, but would you?" "I think you'd still prioritize Daniel over Maya because you see them differently." "I'm trying to change." Trying isn't enough. Maya didn't cut you off for one choice. She cut you off because that choice revealed a lifelong pattern. Love isn't feeling, it's action. It's showing up. You consistently told Mia she mattered less. The truth hit hard. Decades of showing Maya that Daniel's emergencies trumped her milestones, that his needs mattered more, that her successes were expected, his celebrated. When she asked for one day where she came first, I said no. December arrived, cold and hollow. Christmas decorations went up, but our house stayed dark. Rick had no energy to pretend. Neither did I. On Christmas Eve, my phone rang. Unknown number. My heart leapt. Irrational hope. Hello? Hi, this is Jennifer Caldwell. We met at a company picnic. My daughter Emma and I were estranged for 3 years. It started small. I criticized her fiancé. She stopped talking to me. Missed holidays, wedding. Baby I didn't meet until 18 months. Then I changed. Went to therapy, took responsibility, wrote a letter. Did she respond? Not for 8 months, but eventually. We're rebuilding slowly. Maybe not fully, but she lets me see her daughter now. After hanging up, I wrote to Maya, differently this time. No pleading, no excuses, full responsibility. Maya, I'm not asking for forgiveness or a relationship. I just need you to know the truth. I was wrong, completely wrong. You asked for one day. I said no. I prioritized Daniel over you. I took you for granted. Your independence became an excuse to neglect you. Each success of yours, expected. His, celebrated. I can't undo it. I can only say I understand now. You were right to cut us out. You protect yourself and your child, and that's good parenting. I hope you have a wonderful life. You deserve happiness. I sent it through Tom. She read it aloud, cried, said it was the first real apology I'd given, but too late. I know. Not completely fixable. Maybe decades of rebuilding. She can take as long as she wants, or never let me back. That letter was simply terror. Spoken. 3 months passed. No word. Dr. Martinez noticed. You seem different. I stopped waiting, I said. She doesn't owe me anything. She can be done. And accepting that feels terrible, but honest. Rick struggled. Called Tom for updates. Tom finally set boundaries. Rick, I love you, but I can't be your spy. Maya trusts me. Rick hung up, devastated. That night, looking at old photos of Maya, he said, she was such a happy child. When did she stop being that happy at home? We did that. Yes, we did. April brought Daniel home for Easter. Maya allowed him to bring real photos of Sophia. She's crawling, smiling, expressive. James's nose, Maya's eyes. Sophia will walk soon. He showed us tentatively. Maya asked me to show you, Daniel said. She wants Sophia to someday know you tried. I understood. Maya documented this for her daughter. Someday, Sophia will know her maternal grandparents weren't kept away out of cruelty, but protection. It was more than we deserved. Sophia is 10 months old now. Maya built a life we aren't part of. And from what I can see, it's a good one. Happy, protected, loved. She broke the cycle we created. Her daughter will never feel second choice. Sophia will never shrink for anyone. Not redemption for us, just a silver lining to our failure. Maya became the mother we never were.